He said, Diwali ke din, when the entire world is celebrating the festival of lights, my village has no electricity. I cannot let this happen for the next Diwali.
हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका टफ स्टोरी के एक छोटे से पार्ट में जो हमारे बड़े पॉडकास्ट का एक स्पेशल हाईलाइट है। अगर आपको ये क्लिप पसंद आए तो पूरा पॉडकास्ट जरूर देखें। लिंक आपको मिल जाएगी डिस्क्रिप्शन एरिया के अंदर।
My brother's entrepreneurial journey had already started. He's someone who's got an engineering background. He's done his MBA, and he started off with having a tech startup in Montreal. He saw a couple of exits in Montreal, and I was seeing that happen in parallel. But at the same time, my idea of entrepreneurship hadn't really gained enough maturity for me to really understand what kind of an entrepreneur I want to be. Because businessman तो सब बन सकते हैं, but अगर entrepreneur बनना है, then you need to be bringing some value. What is the value I can bring? I had zero idea of it. And by then I was very fortunate that I would become an art of living teacher, so I was actively teaching. So part of my life where I wanted to give back and contribute was being balanced. Cut to, I had 15 years of professional working experience, and I was doing well. Through one of my efforts and initiatives with the art of living, I had the opportunity to be part of rehabilitation projects here and there. And then Gurudev was invited to Norway for the International Climate Summit. It happens annually in Bergen. Most people know of it. And he was the keynote speaker there. So I was able to, tag along in that summit. And that event, 3-day event or 4-day event, really had some interesting conversations in my life. They opened the doorway for me to start thinking in an entirely new manner, and possibly was the breaking point of an entrepreneurial journey for me. I met a lot of Indians, young entrepreneurs from India who were doing fantastic work in the renewable energy space. And I started thinking there's a lot happening in India. My idea of India had kind of stalled to when I had left in the 90s.
So always frozen in time.
Yeah. Plus when I would come for vacations, तो वो छुट्टियों में आप जितना देखते हो वो आइडिया रहता है इंडिया का. कभी बड़ा चढ़ा के बात करते हो, कभी ट्रैश कर देते हो. So it went through its ups and downs with what the newspaper was reading on any given particular day. But I think that event really defined the global stage India had taken. And of course, a guru coming from India, leading a platform like this and being applauded by UN dignitaries put things in perspective, like, wow, India is really doing well. And one particular conversation I had with a gentleman there was Siddharth Mayur. I must quote him. I met him in a train ride. We were both going to the summit.
Okay.
And he was looking at me, and I guess I was a familiar looking Indian. So he started initiating a conversation. And in that, I found the incredible work he was doing in green hydrogen. And I asked him about his journey. But to summarize his journey, because this really hit home for me, he comes from a farmer's background. And he went back on a particular Diwali to his village, and there was no electricity. Oh. And he said, Diwali ke din, and he was living in Pune, I guess, at that point for education. He said, Diwali ke din, when the entire world is celebrating the festival of lights, my village has no electricity. I cannot let this happen for the next Diwali. So that's where the germ for him began to start his entrepreneurial journey. And of course, now he has an established company in the green hydrogen space. But that conversation left an impression in my mind. I said, people are living in such adversity, right? There is room for everyone to contribute. Plus, those 3 days of the climate summit made me realize that the climate crisis is real.
True.
It's not something that, we can deal with at distance and just read it as a magazine page and let go of it when we put down the magazine. Everyone needs to take a collective action. All of these thoughts were brewing while I was there. And when I came back to Canada, I went on I would say like a rampant outreach to write to people on LinkedIn with an idea that I had conceived. And that idea also went through many iterations, but just to keep it short for this podcast, it came down to create small scale circular economies in 2-tier cities of India where the waste can reach a material recovery facility. Different kinds of waste can have different lives of it. So dry waste can get recycled. Now they're making from plastic. Roads are being made. Wet waste has its own life cycle. So within that small scale economy, to be able to really meet the circular needs for it. So recycle, reuse, refurbish, all of that to be applied with it.
उम्मीद है ये वीडियो आपके लिए यूजफुल और इंटरेस्टिंग रहा होगा। इस वीडियो को लाइक करना ना भूलें और टफ स्टोरी को यूट्यूब और सारे सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर फॉलो और सब्सक्राइब भी जरूर कर दीजिए। पूरा पॉडकास्ट देखने के लिए लिंक मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन एरिया में दे दी है, जहां पर जाकर जरूर चेक करें। ये था एक काफी इंटरेस्टिंग वीडियो और मैं आपसे मिलता हूं हमारे अगले वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए गुड बाय।